Then on Sports Central, we go over an NFL game preview and prediction on the 2022 wildcard round matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Both teams have had good seasons to this point. Going to make for a good matchup in the wildcard round. Of course, you got the Chiefs, number 2 seed in the AFC, but many would argue this team is actually the best team in the AFC over Tennessee. With Pat Mahomes and their playoff experience, it definitely makes sense. But they're facing off against Pittsburgh, a team that barely snuck into the playoffs, but this is a huge opportunity for them to potentially pull a major upset. We'll be going over a full game preview and prediction on this matchup here today, starting out with your team trends. Chiefs beat Denver in Week 18, 20-24 was the final score there. So they finished off the regular season on a high note. 12-5 is their record. And I mean, this team, they have been more dominant in the past couple of seasons in the regular season. I mean, 12-5 isn't a bad record by any means, but certainly they've done better in the regular season. But still, I mean, the Chiefs, I'm most confident in this team to win the AFC right now out of any team, mainly because, I mean, of the experience that we're seeing on this team. And Pat Mahomes, of course, it's hard to go against him. I mean, he's got incredible experience and he's still a pretty young quarterback. So it's pretty impressive what the Chiefs have been able to do. They've been in the Super Bowl the last 2 seasons. And I mean, this year is going to be a challenge. We just saw Buffalo completely destroy the Patriots last night. That was a huge win for Buffalo. They're going to be a threat in the playoffs, it looks like. And of course, you got Cincinnati. Don't forget about them either. And of course, this game, I mean, Pittsburgh, of course, is argued as the worst team in this playoffs. And I would agree that, but I mean, certainly you don't want to sleep in this game, or else you could be in a tough situation. But Steelers, they beat Baltimore 16-13. Huge win for them to finish out the regular season. Looked like their playoff hopes were out the window heading into Week 18, and it seemed like it'd be Big Ben's last game as a Steeler, but nope. He's got another opportunity, which is huge for them. But 9-7-1 is the record, 2-game winning streak heading into this matchup as well. It'll be on Sunday, January 16th, Kansas City, Missouri. Chiefs are the home team, 7:15 p.m. Central Time. Spread's going Chiefs by 12.5, so Kansas City is heavily favored. That's a very heavy spread, especially, I mean, even considering this is a playoff game. A spread like that is very heavy on Kansas City. Usually, I mean, over a 10-point spread in a regular season game would be expected as a potential blowout, but I mean, this game it's 12.5 towards the Chiefs. Over/under 46, and your FPI is going Kansas City 75.9%. Series history: Pittsburgh leads at 23-13. So in the long term, the Steelers do have the lead there, but win streak gets Kansas City by 2. Last 5, Pittsburgh leads at 3-2. Some recent matchups: Chiefs, of course, beat the Broncos. Did lose to the Bengals 31-34 in Cincinnati back on January 2nd. Tough loss there, and there's a good chance, by the way, that we see Kansas City and Cincinnati in the AFC Championship game. That's actually what I'm predicting. What I predicted in my playoffs. I'll tag that in this video here. But yeah, I mean, that's going to be a tough team to beat out in the AFC and the Bengals. So a definitely team to watch out for there. But yeah, Steelers, this team did beat Pittsburgh 36-10 back after Christmas. And then they also beat the Chargers 34-28 and beat Raiders as well 48-9. As for Pittsburgh, beat the Ravens, beat the Browns as well. Did lose to Kansas City, beat Tennessee 19-13. So, I mean, those 3 wins there that they had down the stretch against Ravens, Browns, and Titans. All 3 of those wins are significant wins. I mean, Ravens are a good team. Browns are a good team. Titans are the number 1 seed in the AFC. So lots to like there for Pittsburgh. But did take a tough loss to the Vikings there, 20-36 back in early December. Some key points for this one: Kansas City 12-5, widely thought to be the best team in the AFC. I mean, you got Tennessee who's number 1, but I mean, if you ask me, I feel like there are 3 teams in the AFC that I'm more confident in than Tennessee for whatever reason. I mean, I just feel like, I mean, I would pick Kansas City or Cincinnati above, or even Buffalo. Yeah, the Bills. I'd pick all of them above Tennessee right now to potentially go and win the Super Bowl. I mean, the Titans are a good team too, but Ryan Tannehill, I mean, if they can get Derrick Henry back, they're definitely a threat. But as of right now, Chiefs are my favorite to win the AFC this season. But I mean, once again, they got plenty of experience in the playoffs, as we've seen over the past couple of years, and they've played pretty well down the stretch as well. And for Steelers, barely snuck into the playoff spot at number 7 there, and potentially it's Big Ben's last game as a Steeler. We thought it was going to be that way in Week 18, but it turns out he gets another opportunity here, and they're going to need to play an excellent game here. I mean, it's going to be a tough game, night game in Kansas City, and obviously a tough place to play always. So Steelers here are going to have to play a great game there, and Big Ben is going to have to play lights out, like how he did in his prime. I mean, if this team wants a chance, because, I mean, this is definitely not the best Steelers team that we've seen in a while. I mean, of course, they've they've had some good seasons. I mean, last year they were number 3 seed and lost in the wild card, and I mean this year it's just been kind of a roller coaster with Big Ben and everything going on there. But Steelers, I mean, still a huge opportunity for them to get a win. But that being said, let's get to the prediction here for Chiefs and Steelers. No surprise here. I'm going to go Kansas City. 31-17 is my predicted final score. So I do think Kansas City wins by a couple of touchdowns here. Steelers potentially they're going to put up a fight, but I just feel like Kansas City here, they're just, I mean, once again, they're just the better team. And I mean, it's as simple as that. And I feel like Ben Roethlisberger, huge credit to him. He's had an excellent career with the Steelers, but I just don't feel like him this year is, I mean, he's had a tough year, that's for sure. And he hasn't really been playing to a very high level. I just don't think that going into Arrowhead on a night game, I don't really like the chances of that. So I'm going to go Chiefs 65% here, so I'm pretty confident Kansas City gets the win here once again. I mean, the Chiefs are my favorite to win the AFC, so obviously I don't have them going out in the wild card round. But over-under is 46. I'm going to take the over for this game in Kansas City to cover the 12.5-point spread, as I've got the Chiefs winning by a couple of touchdowns. But that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comments below on this game, and I appreciate you guys watching as always. Stay tuned for more from All Sports Central. Catch you on the next one.